one and all present here. It's an honor to have an opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. I am thankful to Mr. Dr. Greg, host, Dr. Adam, moderator, my bosses are also here, Dr. Darren and Dr. Aman. I am thankful to them also for being part of this presentation. Thank you so much for your benign presence. So topic of our research is a study of instructors' role in dealing with the influence of COVID-19 on international students in BC, Canada. So authors, as we discussed, Dr. Ajay and Jyoti. So this will be my flow of presentation. I will start with the abstract, then we will discuss about a little bit of background. Then impact of COVID-19 pandemic on mental health of international students. We are focusing more on international students. Next, I will discuss causes affecting the mental health of international students. And last but not the least, the role of instructors in supporting the students, particularly international students in BC, Canada. So this is our abstract. As you know that COVID-19 is the global pandemic. It has been stressful, not only for students as well as for all the faculty members. The students who are away from home, they are finding helpless, isolated, and financially burdened. Now, what is our role? I'm going to discuss to help students so that they feel home away from home. Let us start with the background. International students, they have migrated from different countries. They have big dreams here to come to Canada and live independently. They want to build a strong personality to achieve their goal. But for the last couple of years, due to this COVID-19, most of the universities, they are having online delivery style, face-to-face classes, which is almost shut down. Now question arises, do universities have enough resources to cope up with the online learning mode? If I ask audience, what you feel, do universities have enough resources to cope up with the online learning mode?
Yep, we
yes. And so from the Yorkville University, yes, we have it. Okay,
even FDU, they have.
Even FDU. Okay. So this is the question we have to have a thought on this. And now again, we are changing a little bit hybrid classes. Do we have resources for hybrid classes? We have to think, we have to have a thought on all these processes. Background, COVID-19 was first found in China on November 17, 2019. It was spread in 190. About 153 countries closed education institute. 153 countries closed education institute till April 21, 2020. And it has impacted 70% of the world's student population as per UNESCO 2020. Again, a little background. Arun and Ozili, they have discussed the questions of how students can manage their studies. Rajkumar analyzed the effect of student mental health and so on. Now the main question rises, how does this crisis affect international student mental health? Second, what can be the efforts of an instructor to support these students? So how we can support the mental health of international students? So let us discuss with the first question, and then I will come some of the thought process of question second. As a background to this study, several published articles we have gone through the reports for international associations, survey, and we reviewed it. I'm not mentioning everything here, but a little bit. Various studies have observed that students have been going through high level of mental stress, anxiety, panic, fear, loneliness, financial state, apprehensions about change in learning process, and so on. Consequently, this situation is leading to significant health and economic crisis. Let me discuss one by one about the causes affecting mental health. First is discrimination. Uh, the Chinese student who may be viewed as virus carrier and has no longer welcomed by other students. So they are feeling a little bit discrimination, particularly Chinese student in various universities and colleges. Secondly, financial burden. Students have lost their jobs. Many airports, malls, restaurants, they have been closed. So they are feeling financial burden. Apprehension about career and future growth. Now, the recession-like situation, global economic has resulted into limited job opportunities. And if they are thinking about their future, they think that if their future is dark, there's delay in the visa processes, closure of campuses is leading to increase in the stress level. I always discuss with the student that you should have stress, but stress should be in a positive way, not negative way. So stress has two part, positive and negative. And if you take stress in a positive way, you will learn many things. But if stress is taken in a negative way, you're going to ruin your life. But due to this COVID-19, we have negative stresses. Anxiety, the COVID-19 pandemic has been stressful to everyone, particularly for international students who are far away, about thousands of kilometers away from their families. The anxiety has caused them stress and other mental issues. Another cause, loneliness, because they are far away from their home, without their families, they are feeling lonely. Even the lockdowns and other restrictions have also resulted in feeling them lonely. Difficulty in concentration, low motivation, and state of distraction. Students are facing difficulty in concentration on studies. Their motivation level has been lowered down, and they have fear about their career after graduation. Due to this, they get distracted and become more nervous and depressed. I have seen many students in the class, they are complaining of depression. We have depression, give us leave for a few days, and so on. Desperation, another important adverse effect on student mental health is desperation. People become desperate when they lose hope and specific track of their goal. Students are thinking that the situation may get worse and there are remote chances of getting normal situation soon. Now, what is the role of instructor? So first I have discussed about causes on mental issues. Now, what is our role? How we can help student to remove, to support this mental stress? Okay, I will ask audience any question. Can you think any method to support international students? Audience, any one of you, how we can support them?
I mean, I think specifically right now, one of the things that I see underutilized, and perhaps this is just being exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, is that we are, particularly at FDU, we're not very intentional about creating social spaces for young people. We've generally left them to their own devices in this regard. And I see them underutilizing the technology for creating spaces to socialize. Because I think one of the common themes that I have heard, I've been in Vancouver my entire life, and I've often worked with international students. It's been something that I've worked on diversity and so on. And one of the big things that international students face here is isolation and loneliness in the first place. Vancouver is known to be quite a cold city. It's not very friendly, and Canadians in general, I don't consider to be among the most friendly nation,
Okay.
in the world. So,
Okay.
I mean, I think that COVID-19 is drawing some of these things out, but certainly there was fertile ground for these things to become more of a problem here in Canada in the first place.
Okay, well said. So let us dig into it and let me discuss what we have thought of. Instructors plays a vital role for mental health by taking sportive mentorships programs. So there are some programs which are offered at School of Mental Health in Ontario with the association of jack.org that provides resources to teachers to educate students in dealing with the crisis. So it's free of cost. We can take advantage of these types of professional programs and mentorships. Next, online meetings and appointments may be fixed for students, as in some of the universities, they have fixed office hours now. Okay, 2 hours or 1 hour fixed office hour for supporting students. We have in Yorkville, FDU is also doing this, and many universities are doing this. The teacher may also provide a rubric and specific instruction regarding various assessment and evaluation criteria. So it's very important that students know about rubric. Instructions should be given so that they know how they are going to be evaluated. Small things sometimes causes a lot of stress to the students. The students should be provided emotional support when they face anxiety or stress during COVID-19. Instructor may use social media to engage student in online learning, such as hashtag to push posts related to course content. I use gamification features in my courses, and I request others. We have searched that this gamification features in course, they enhance involvement of the students by using polls, review quizzes, questionnaires through apps such as Kahoot and Quizlet. Providing quick feedback. In some universities, they have already placed this, like within 1 week, you have to give feedback to the student. Otherwise, if you're not giving quick feedback, this may cause stress to the students. If you are giving quick feedback, they may generate interest for students in doing their future upcoming courses and projects. Another strategy may be included in which student instructor construct live interview sessions, one-to-one session using Zoom or MS Team to explain them, written assignment, exam, quizzes, and so on. So let me conclude, and I will request Dr. Ajay to give the concluding remarks, and then we have some references, and if you have any questions, you're free to ask. And I will request Dr. Ajay to give the concluding remarks of what I have discussed about role of instructor, then mental health of students. Dr. Ajay, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Amit Kohli. It was a study done by 3 of us, and it took about 2 to 3 months. And we found a lot of things can be done, particularly for international students, because they are wandering in the times of COVID-19, and teachers, instructors can play the role of not only teachers but mentor also. My first presenter means Manel. She said we have to be empathetic. Yeah, That is very true. We have to be empathetic towards their needs, particularly in COVID-19 times. And as mentioned, hashtag, social media, Kahoot, and so many gamification features can play a very important role. Uh, Positive stress is definitely required. I'm not saying, or we are not saying that it should be eliminated, but at this point of time in COVID-19 times, it is very important that we provide full psychological support through counseling sessions, personal interaction, all the times. And we, as an instructor, must be available to the students all the times whenever they need, because they are 10,000, 15,000 kilometers away from their home countries, from their families. We can be their family at this point of time. Otherwise, personally, I have seen the students who are developing suicidal tendency in my classes, and because of our mentorship, she has been able to come out of that suicidal tendency, and now she is doing very fine. So this way, we are their family, we are their parent, we are their mentors as a teacher, and that role has to be played by us. It is most important, and with our support, all the international students can come out of the difficult times of COVID-19.
Thank you so much, sir, for concluding.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so these are some of the references, and we're here. If you have any question, please go ahead.
Yeah. You can ask any question, please. We will try to answer your questions.